So the first level or order of business is you need to renew your mind.
Correct.
You need to cleanse your mind. In order to do that, you need to develop discipline of your thoughts, what goes in and out of your mind. You need to be a gatekeeper because, you need to protect what goes in, because the subconscious mind is like, that's where the magic happens. It's a blank slate. It does whatever the fuck you put in there.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So the conscious mind is for you to be as a tool to use. It's not something to hinder you, but it's people are letting it hinder them to create the lives that they want. And so it's just like when the meditation, it helps you, break out of that. And so when you get that sky level view and you're saying, okay, well, let me go and call the plays and, let's manifest some shit, but you got to develop that discipline first.
For questions, comments, and to show your support, visit us on the web at afroempath.com.
That's the basis. I don't care what it is. That's always been my curriculum as far as when I said if I wanted to teach someone what I know from A to Z and have them move in a sequential order. That's always been my curriculum is lesson 1, the Hermetic principles, lesson 1.
Correct, absolutely.
Okay, the mind, because that's the ABCs. Those are the building blocks. Those are the atoms that make up molecules. You understand what I'm saying? You have to know the atomic periodic table. You understand what I'm saying? To construct anything, to be an alchemist. Okay? Because everything breaks down to the smallest denominator, and there's even smaller than that, but this is just an example for comparative reasons. So Hermetic principles, everything, it doesn't matter where you go from there. This is your benchmark. This is your absolute truth for your reality right here. These are your laws. So I don't care what avenue you go in. You could go into Christianity. You could go into Yoruba. You could go into Buddhism. You could go into Hinduism. I don't give a shit.
Exactly. You're still living in this universe under these laws. Nothing escapes the law. Exactly.
This is the law, and I don't care what language you use and how you sugarcoat it and color it or whatever.
Correct.
If it's a true spiritual practice meant to take your ass back up through the ranks and back to the one and ascend, these laws are in there.
Correct.
You just
Absolutely.
have to recognize those concepts that are buried within the mythos or whatever. So you have to be the teacher to kind of undress it, to show them, okay, I don't give a fuck what you say. I'll undress that and show you this is this universal principle right here, and this is how it's working and playing out in this reality.
Correct.
And so
Absolutely.
be able to show them that, because they can't see it, because they're so caught up in, and this is what I hate about fucking humans, excuse my French, but humans, they get caught up in the vernacular. They get caught up in the lingo, the lexicon. They get caught up in words. And I'm like, just look at the concepts and the meanings. Fuck the words. It's like all of that shit. You're arguing about shit that means the same thing, to be honest with you, a lot of times. You know what I mean?
They don't want to grow. That's what it is. They're afraid to grow. They're afraid to open their hearts. They're afraid to be hurt. They're bitches. This is just call it what it is. Right. They're just bitches. I don't give a fuck. Straight up, straight up. You listen. You're either about love or you're about fear. They've obviously not chosen the love.
About that life or you ain't.
Exactly. Okay. Fuck that. I don't got time. I ain't got time to be thinking about what the fuck idiots think about. I'm trying to fly, homegirl. So yeah, but I hear you. Absolutely. The principle polarity. I love this one. Everything is dual. Everything has its poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unalike are the same. That means natural people and unnatural people are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degrees. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes can be reconciled.
Yes.
I love that shit.
Very well summed. Very well summed. That's it.
Yes.
That's it. That's what I said in a nutshell. I just don't have it in front of me to read.
I pulled that shit up. I said I gotta pull this shit up. This shit's been killing me. This one verse. I like that. It's all paradoxes may be reconciled. I like that.
Yes, all duality will be reconciled.
Correct. Yeah.
And resolved into conflicts.
Yep.
And when people are able to, that's why meditation is so important.
Yes.
Especially when you're having a human experience.
Yeah. You gotta be mindful,
because you are a vessel for your oversoul, your higher self, to experience. And so if you're disconnected and you're always in the game level view where you don't have the skybox view of the game, right? You're on the field and you have that view 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you never bring yourself up to sky level view to analyze this and be like, okay, I'm really coaching this. I'm the orchestrator.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm calling the plays. Like, let me see how I can make some plays. That's basically the analogy that I would like to use, a sports analogy. That's what we have to do. And meditation allows us to kind of, center. Once we reach center, we are able to, see things from the perspective, of our core self, which is our spiritual self, our higher self, and kind of elevate and get out of. We have to come in, and to do that, you have to be in the present moment. You cannot do that in the future. Yeah. You cannot do that in the past. And I don't mean that in a physical way. The future and the past is in our mind.
You mean mindfulness. Yeah, you gotta be mindful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So after Hermetic laws, that's ABCs. You learn math 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to learn how to meditate, because knowing and regurgitating the Hermetic laws without putting in the practice is nothing. So the first level or order of business is you need to renew your mind.
Correct.
You need to cleanse your mind. In order to do that, you need to develop discipline of your thoughts, what goes in and out of your mind. You need to be a gatekeeper, because you need to protect what goes in, because the subconscious mind is like, that's where the magic happens. It's a blank slate. It does whatever the fuck you put in there. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So the conscious mind is for you to be as a tool to use. It's not something to hinder you, but people are letting it hinder them to create the lives that they want. And so it's just like, when the meditation, it helps you, break out of that. And so when you get that sky level view and you're saying, okay, well, let me go and call the plays and, let's manifest some shit, but you got to develop that discipline first, because I learned this, meditation came easy for me because I've done this so many lifetimes. I've spent lifetimes where that's all I did was in a fucking monastery, just meditate all day. So I didn't realize that how hard it was for other people, because, a lot of times when you're having an experience, you just assume everybody, that's everybody else's experience until you get out and you learn about other cultures, people, or what have you, other experiences, or whatever. Damn, it's hard as hell for people to just quiet their mind.
Well, you know why it is, because especially in the Western culture, there's so many things that are quick fixes to take your mind off of yourself. There's alcohol, drugs, bitches, all kinds of things,
But the thing about it is, damn, I seen it where motherfuckers almost go into some type of, like, it looks like a drug addict, like twigging out, going through withdrawal spells, when I tried to get this motherfucker to just be alone. Some people, they can't be alone because then they're with their own thoughts. Yeah. And it's just like, it's tripping them out. Like they need some kind of distraction to distract them from their own thoughts. That's like the worst level. And then there's the level to where, okay, you can be alone, but you can't quiet your mind down. It's just constant clap, snap, that, this, that, past, future, this, oh, I wonder what they're doing, all that monkey chatter shit. And you can't do shit until you clear that up. Because the energy of those thoughts, thoughts have form. And thoughts have form, and they take up space too. All of that is just clutter. And so what are you really able to, download from any guidance source, like the fucking cosmic guidance source, your angels, your ancestors, your higher self,
your heart? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Your heart. Yeah. You can't channel from your heart. You can't do shit because you're clogged up just like a shit pipe with fucking just thoughts, just shit thoughts.
What do you do? Sense. For me, I focus on my breath. I listen to my breath. That helps me.
Breath is key. Yeah. Breath is key. Yeah. The science, the science of yoga breathing. So that's what I focus on. You focus on the breath, because people think that, oh, it's impossible to empty your mind. Nobody said anything about emptying your fucking mind like that. You need to have a focal point. You understand what I'm saying? And my focal point of choice and the path that I've walked in, my teachers have walked in, those before me. I come from the lineage of breath work. So it's all in the breath control, controlling the breath. And basically, there are different numbers, there are different techniques to control the breath. There's different counts of pranic breathing, and you want to just slow it down as much as possible. The slower, like the amount of breaths you have per minute, you want to get that slow. So there could be like, I would start with a 3-6 count, like as far as a rotation. One breath, inhale for 6 counts, hold it for 3 counts, exhale 6 counts, hold it 3 counts, inhale. There's a 3-6, there's a 7-1, there's a 8-16, there's a 8-16-4. There's a whole bunch of different formats, and they do different things. They create different states. They create different brain waves in your brain, and then they do different things in your body. It changes your physiology. You understand what I'm saying? And so there are different states that you can put yourself in just by controlling the breath. But once you learn to control the breath and you're focused on the breath, your mind automatically just falls in line because you're focusing on that, and it's clearing everything. It's just imagine like there's a whirlwind of just different bubbles above somebody's head, like big bubbles, little bubbles, and they're all colliding into each other. They're not necessarily popping. Some of them are, but they're bouncing off each other. It's fucking chaos. Those are just thoughts, just random thoughts. When you're doing this breath control and you're meditating and you have a focal point, all of that shit just goes down to one single clear thing. You see what I'm saying? And that is awareness of my breathing. And that's it. So you have all of this crown chakra, this third eye area that is freed up to receive from wherever you want to receive from. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it could be your heart, or you could be receiving from any type of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be, if you're listening to a particular part of your body, like your organs, they have consciousness. You're like, your fucking liver could talk to you and tell you what's wrong. Your left nut could be like, hey, man, I'm a little clogged up. I don't know. It just, if you listen, you'll be able to hear. You'll be able to hear, like, you hear things from trees, like plants and things. They talk. You know what I'm saying? You
have plants talk to you and trees talk to you, or what do you mean by that?
Trees communicate.
To you?
Yeah, I have a connection with trees. I told you I was the kid that always climbed trees and ran out barefoot.
I was just thinking about trees. I was just thinking about trees today. No, thinking about trees today, actually. I was thinking about how, in places like, I was visited Brooklyn recently. I think it was Brooklyn to see your brother Panic's lecture, and a lot of those brothers are still, a lot of them Hotep brothers up there, and what I've realized is that there's many reasons why these people are like that, ego and all that shit, but it could be the monetization of YouTube videos and shit, but ultimately what I think it is very simple. They actually don't have a lot of trees where they live. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And they're not in nature.
Yeah, they're not exactly. Yeah, exactly. And I was thinking concrete jungle. Yeah, I was thinking really the only way to remedy that really is for them actually just to get in nature. You know what I'm saying? In real nature, not.
That's part of the thing that when we were discussing on what outside of this, like as far as what do we want to extend out into
the physical world,
the physical world, like these meetings. And that's part of the thing that I wanted to institute, because a lot of us are a lot of minorities, they're in the inner cities, because that's where we're mostly concentrated.
All those waves and those EMFs and shit,
the EMFs,
the cell phone towers.
It's like attacks that motherfuckers put on us.
Yes, of course.
All of this frequencies that are just going, it's just bad. It's all bad. So when I was talking about like having an event, I was mainly, what I had in mind and vision is something like to get our people together in one spot, but to get them back into nature, like more like a retreat setting.
If you or anyone you know would be interested in spiritual life coaching, email afroempath@gmail.com or visit us on the web at afroempath.com for more information.